Welcome to a Fashion Month Roundup from SheerLuxe with me, Charlotte Collins. This week, for this special, I'm joined by Nana Achampong, Anna Bromilow, and Federica Labanca. I was just saying I always get like this slight anxiety that I'm going to forget people's names, even though I obviously know all of you really well.
You see me every day.
Literally, I know you all
nailed
so well.
it, Charlotte.
But we did it. Thanks all so much. Paris ends today, so Fashion Month has officially come to a conclusion, come to a close. And I mean, there's a lot to talk about, isn't there? There was some, well, I was going to say there was some really good fashion. Is that everyone's thoughts on this season?
Yeah, definitely.
Generally, yes.
Yeah, I thought there was some really, really strong looks, and I never usually get excited for autumn winter, because if you know me, you know spring summer's my favourite season, but there were some really great pieces that I was like, actually, I'm
sold.
Sold on that.
Great. Well, we're gonna run through basically everything. So we're going to start back at the beginning with New York, and I want to know what your favourite show. We're going to divide up show and collection because there's a difference kind of between the production and the drama of a show and a collection. So Fede, to you straight away, what was your favourite show from New York?
Tom Brown. We were laughing earlier because me and Nana have a lot
really
of the same.
similar answers.
Why am I not surprised?
We are literally the same person.
Yeah, I love Tom Brown. As you said, there's a very big difference between fashion collection and show, and just Tom Brown brought the drama as per usual.
Yeah.
The silhouettes, the blazers, the waist, and everything.
Just, the whole.
I just loved it.
Yeah, whole shape and tailoring, just everything about that show.
The makeup was very dramatic.
Yeah,
It's such a signature look, right?
Exactly.
That no one else has.
Yeah.
Love that. Anna?
As a show, I thought Calvin was great.
Yeah.
It was a real kind of reinvention back to the 90s heyday. I love the fact that he was there.
Yes, he's so
Yes.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
bless him.
So sweet.
He did, yeah.
But there was a real buzz about the show, everyone who was there, and I think she did a really, really great job, actually. She used to, I think Veronica Leone, she used to be at Jill Sander and the Rose, so she really
She got it.
she knows
She
doing
nailed
to bring
it.
back.
brought this real modern sensibility to it, but I thought it was great show.
Do you sometimes feel like the designer that kind of gets it right or is the hottest, it's sometimes a bit of a coincidence that it lines up with what's on trend? Because the Calvin look is so on, that 90s clean aesthetic is so bang on right now. Anyway.
Absolutely, that's when the magic happens. They happen to have the right person at the right time.
Yes, exactly that. I put Kate, and actually I think I said my favourite collection was Calvin Klein, but I'm just going to double down and go for Kate for both because to me it's
everything.
There's a difference between what makes an incredible runway show and what makes a collection that you really want to wear, and both can be also in different ways. But to me, Kate, when somebody sends every single look down the runway and you're like, I could wear that and I want to wear that and that again and again, that to me is just so, or to so many people, is so inspiring, and that's just what Kate is like time and time
Absolutely.
again.
I put Kate as my favourite collection because I was drooling over every single look that came down the runway. But I think they're also so clever with how they present the show, with this very kind of dark, spot-lit lighting. It's reminiscent of kind of Tom Ford at Gucci. It makes everything look very, very luxe, but actually the silhouettes are very modern and really wearable.
So wearable, exactly. Fede, I feel like you're more into, well, not more into, but you obviously have such an appreciation for the drama of a fashion. Exactly. Where do you stand on what's wearable to you? I guess is maybe different to what's wearable to somebody else.
It's funny because, well, we're going to get to Paris later, but the reason why I love Valentino, for example, was because there was a lot of drama, but a lot of the looks, if you actually look into the looks one by one, they're just a pair of trousers and a cardigan, and then there's fur details, and then there's jewelry, but they're actually wearable. Yeah. So I feel like when designers go too far with this is just a show, then I don't know about how I feel about that, but then when it's a good mix, I love it.
Yeah,
because it still needs to be sellable, you know?
Love a show that you can, like you say with Kate, you can look at it and think, I could have that in my wardrobe quite easily.
Except for the price tag.
If I was a millionaire, I would have that in my...
Oh yeah, that's another, we should do a panel about what would you do if you were rich? That's another story.
That's my favourite.
My answers would be different.
Let's do that.
What collection would you be buying?
Let's focus on the New York collections then. Anna, you had Kate as your favourite. Nana, you said Christopher John Rogers.
Yes, Christopher John Rogers back at New York Fashion Week after having a little break, and obviously for me, I'm all about the colour, and he had a collection that was full of colour but also full of drama in terms of kind of like silhouettes and shapes, and for me, I was just like that. It just sparks joy, and that's what I want to see in like any collection. And yeah, there was some really amazing kind of like long coats, which I'd actually loved from Doechii spring summer. He's got it for autumn winter in kind of bright red and bright green, and I'm just like
a bit of you.
Yeah, exactly.
There wasn't much colour across all 4 weeks, right? There were injections, but not much.
There were little moments, but I thought also quite unusual colour for autumn winter.
Yeah.
I saw lots of blue, lots of kind of you know, pale yellow, quite a few flashes of red.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of red.
But
Very
generally, a lot of those browns and burgundies that we were all swamped in.
It's gone.
There was no brown,
Yeah.
no brown anywhere, which is alarming.
Yeah.
I know, so stressful.
We're done.
Betty, you had Zankov on
Zankov,
your
yeah.
list.
It's a bit of an unusual one, but I love knit. I love a good knit, and I love when designers play with knitwear. He started in 2020 just with 6 knits. It came out, and then obviously he expanded the collection, but it's still very much based on knitwear. I love good layering and talking about color. He really used color in a very clever way. So I just loved it, and it's not one of the big dogs. You know what I mean? So I love to go on Vogue Runway and look. Yeah, exactly.
Nice to highlight.
Vogue Runway.
Smaller players.
Yeah,
They're going to be the
exactly.
stars of the future. So
Yeah, totally. And I mean, so much of the rhetoric around this fashion month has been that New York and London are now about championing where so many of the big dogs have gone to Paris and Milan.
Yeah.
You know, we need to look at the smaller,
Yeah,
the smaller
new
names. Yeah, new gen, exactly that. Standout look from New York. Fede, Tom Brown.
Yeah, look one. It's a pencil skirt with a very tight blazer on the waist. He just when look one is that good, you know, it's gonna be a good show.
You peaked here.
Exactly.
I love the peplum dress one as well. I don't know what number look it was, but that was a very close second for me.
Love that. Anna, you've got multiple. Let's talk through yours.
Oh wow, feeling very indecisive. Yes, I mean for a Kate look, it was one of the oversized, very kind of buttery bomber jackets and a textured. There's a huge amount of fringing around this season, so this was a good example of that, but all in black and very luxe and gorgeous. Calvin, there was a very minimalist, all white look quite near the end where it's a kind of cape jacket. She's wrapped in oversized sleeves and a skirt. It's a really beautiful.
There you go.
This was
that's the Tom Brown. Yeah, that's
I
my
love
God,
that.
White is amazing.
I love it when you can't see the hands
Me
cut
too.
off with oversized nature.
Always so cool.
And then I love that for Altuzara as well. That was a black roll neck and leather. Very, very chic with oversized silver kind of studs all over it. I thought that was really. I thought I'd really love to wear that actually.
That's going to be a theme here, isn't it?
But I think I tried to choose looks that I would want to shoot editorially, but also I would want to wear because it's dual purpose when you go to the show.
It's exactly that, and it's the things that you that you love from a kind of fantastical point of view as well as what you want to wear. I had pulled out the Kate. I think mine was one. Just what was that?
That was mine.
That's the This is why we need the visual. I'm sorry, it's not perfect that we're crowding around an iPad, but wow, that is amazing.
I know,
that
isn't
dress.
it stunning?
Oh,
so
that red.
just a really great pop of red.
Incredible.
Like if you've got any sort of black tie-in, come autumn winter, like that dress just it just says everything.
Yeah, that was the Christopher John Rogers one.
Yeah, so that was number look 13.
Wow. Yeah, gorgeous. I had picked the Kate. I think it's going to be up here. This one, which was the art. There were a couple of looks like this: argyle sweatshirts with not sweatshirts, like knits. Jumpers with leather trousers and faux fur jackets, and just like
that was your pop of colour in those looks.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of colour, exactly that, and it's kind of those colours are sort of that rugby look as well. But for autumn winter. Let's quickly talk about New York talent. We had some kind of celebs popping up in the front row. Kate Moss at Calvin.
Oh, she was my favourite.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously a very iconic figure, but I thought she looked really beautiful at that show actually. Went back to kind of 90s heyday, hair slicked back, a silk camisole dress and a very easy long line coat over the top. I thought she looked
fuss-free.
Yeah.
She cleans up, doesn't she?
She's doing well.
She'll be all right.
She's doing all right, you know?
Betty, you had someone else at Calvin.
Christie Turlington, just because she's my 90s icon.
She's amazing.
I think if I could look like anyone in the world, I'd pick her.
I styled her years and years and years
really?
ago. And of everyone I've ever styled, she was the one that absolutely stood out. She was so beautiful. You almost couldn't look at her.
Absurd. Was she lovely? Because she always gives lovely vibes.
She was absolutely lovely.
I
took a Polaroid from my husband and signed it for him.
Oh my God.
Sexy, I like
Yeah. Pretty well as a wife. I mean, I did deliver that day.
Did you see the really sweet moment of them hugging
together
at Calvin as well? Which is like, I just love that they're all genuinely such
She was there with her daughter as well, wasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. Nana, yours is going to reoccur as well, I'm sure. Go on, who was yours?
Jodie Turner-Smith, Tory Burch. I just love how much she mixes it up. For me, the outfit, it was all very tonal, but it was her hair. She had this really cool kind of like curly bob.
Oh yeah, really cool.
This one,
Yeah.
so it just was like,
So fabulous,
it just was a really like strong look. So
She can literally pull off anything.
exactly,
Can't she?
yeah.
She's quite
She does
something.
come up again.
Yeah, she really does. She does come up again.
Yeah.
So I picked mine for a slightly different reason. So Olivia Atwood was at Tory Burch. It's not specifically because I thought that the look was so standout. She was gorgeous, but I'm just loving the reinvention. I saw her there and I was like, hello, all right.
From Love Island.
Sorry, how did that
Love
happen?
this for her. I didn't know
we
she
had her on the podcast.
Yeah.
And
Oh, did you ask her about it?
we did literally ask her about it, and they approached her apparently.
Did they?
Wow.
How
She
how
was
fabulous.
just like, she said she like nearly didn't get there. She nearly slipped up in the little pumps that she was wearing, so it was quite icy. But yeah, she was like, this is me now.
I just love to see a British girl,
Yeah,
you know,
that is very cool.
doing well and being plucked out of, I was going to say obscurity, certainly not obscurity, but you know, that's you know,
Like
big
you said,
blonde,
from,
proud.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about London, which already feels forever ago. Let's start with you, Fede. What was your favourite show in London?
Fave show, Richard Quinn. We were there together.
We were.
He made it snow, quite literally.
It
Yeah,
was extraordinary.
the shows that he puts, amazing, just amazing.
Yeah. When we were talking before about the difference between a great show and a great collection.
collection.
The collection was beautiful. It was a
Incredible.
wonderland. It was absolutely amazing.
It was quite. I mean, that was my answer as well. I think it was just
incredible.
a really special moment, escapist fantasy, and it's the closest thing that London has to couture, really.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Totally that. Exactly.
And I love the fact that Corinne Rotfeld styled it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
Was she there?
No, I don't think
didn't see her.
I don't think she was there. But she did style it.
It was a casual styling job. Yeah,
It's on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That is so cool. I hadn't realised that. It was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It was
I did have
gorgeous.
quite a lot of fake snow in my eyes and in my mouth. But that's fine.
And in the shoes. Because
Oh, no,
to
I
get
was wearing-
pictures, we had to walk in the middle.
Yeah.
My shoes were wet.
Lou and I tried to bully Sapna into doing snow angels. She was like,
Let
stop
go.
it. we were doing a TikTok. We were like, just lie on the ground. She was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
It doesn't matter that they're walking.
Come on, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Anyway, she wouldn't do it. Nana, what was your favourite show?
I actually said Erdem, but I think for me it's show and collection.
Yeah.
I'm putting
Yeah.
the two together
Yeah, I get that.
in what I just loved, like the pieces that they had. So yeah, it was definitely my number one.
We'll come to the collection.
Yeah.
Can I just give a moment to Harris Reed, because that, you know, again, going back to the theme of there's nothing wearable about anything
No.
whatsoever, but it's art. Like
Yeah.
it's simply art.
Yeah.
And he showed in the Tate Britain,
yeah.
and it was Florence Pugh opened with this
that
dramatic
was quite
monologue.
something.
It was so amazing, and they had some violinists playing like incredibly kind of scary horror style music. It was just so dramatic, and the composer just he is
It's like a mini theatre production.
he's an artist, so I'm not looking at it thinking, God, I want to wear that, but just.
But you could.
You
Well,
could,
I
and you
could
just
do.
admire the talent.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
I'd give it a go.
If anyone would.
Next show, we should all.
No, actually, next time when we do this, we should just call in the designers. We want to wear.
Let's look at the favourite collections. Now you've actually got Roxanda down here as your list, as your favourite collection, but Erdem?
Roxanne. Well,
Okay.
yeah, a bit of vibe. Again, Roxanne colour. Again, for me, she will always inject that colour. the big silhouettes, the big shapes, and I also think really wearable as well, the collection. So yeah, I would put that down.
I actually think probably London has the most wearable. Is that fair? Maybe not. I don't know. I was thinking of the Erdem and the well, just of these collections that we put down. Maybe that's wrong. Yeah. You had Erdem on yours.
I did have Erdem. I'm an Erdem fan, but I think what you were saying about being an artist, it was particularly kind of painterly. I think he worked in conjunction with a portrait artist. But it was they were works of art. I think one coat had been dip dyed kind of multiple times to get the exact colours. It was all very kind of watercolory and beautiful. But I think there's always a modern, contemporary angle to his work as well, because I think it could be so easy to get kind of lost in romantic nostalgia. And he never does that. He always brings it into the kind of into the now. And I loved those, the kind of tassel glitter pieces that he had. And actually at one point, quite early on in the show, he has one of his watercolour pieces on top and then a really modern fringe skirt underneath. And I thought that was a perfect example of how he's blending those two worlds.
Together.
I thought it was really beautiful. And those elegant, long evening gowns that had all that volume and it was really beautiful.
I'll jump ahead to the standout look because I had put that there was a lilac glitter tassel, which
I actually think that is honestly so wearable.
Yeah, you'd look fantastic.
Thank you. I would definitely wear that. I think any of us would wear that. It's so elegant and cool and just fresh and I just absolutely love that. Well, I was going to talk about Burberry, but we can talk about Burberry in a moment because Anna, you had that down as one of your favourite looks was from Burberry.
Yes. I did. I thought it was a really strong show.
Really strong collection. Should we have a look at this is the look.
I mean, I'm not sure that is the most wearable thing.
Of all the wearable items in Burberry, not number one.
But I absolutely love it. And actually, there was a lot of, across the board during this season, there's a lot of very chunky, dramatic knitwear. But I just love that. I mean, there were lots of other gorgeous looks in Burberry, but for me, that really stood out. And there's another one that I love from Roxander that's that black look, which is a play on a tuxedo jacket with oversized paillette underneath. Yeah. I'd love to wear that. I'd love to wear that look on a night out.
You know what? I think that these pieces, obviously Daniel Lee's parting ways with Burberry, but I think that these pieces are really going to be archived at some point.
Do you think they were so good?
I was looking at this piece, for example.
I think it was his best collection.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he kind of made a point of
going out the back.
You're going to miss me.
You're going to miss me when I'm gone.
Well, last season really wasn't very good.
It's confusing.
I know.
But this was really excellent. All I can see when I look at that is how much fake tan I would get all over it. But
I know.
That's a me problem.
So I always say this whole turtleneck thing that's going on. I can't. I'm not able to do it. I mean, we've just seen what's happening.
Don't.
Off screen.
I want to hear about that drama. Fedi,
nothing a baby white can't.
Exactly. Tell us about your favourite looks from London.
I had one from Roxander. I just love how Roxander, well, you kind of said it, but I love how she does tailoring and how she deconstructs it. Yeah. And this is such a fabulous example. And the hats, there were a lot of hats in collections this season in general. But so that was one of my favorites. And then this one as well from Conor Ives, just because he just does elevated casual so well. So this is very me. This is
a nice
just
mixture.
Yeah, just a cap, but with a bit. It's very you as well. You could wear
drama.
that. Yeah, exactly. A bit of drama. So. Yeah, and I actually love the show as well, Conor Ives.
Well, one of the kind of emerging names. I mean, he's pretty established.
He's killing it.
But in terms of kind of recognisable household names, emerging.
Probably we have him,
people are championing. Nana?
I hadn't actually put one down.
No, you haven't. That's okay.
Oh, sorry.
I would definitely go from I love the lilac.
Conquer on the lilac. Let's talk about front rows, because we've all put Burberry.
I mean, it was celebrity pack.
You were there.
Yeah.
And literally.
I always make a point of getting to Burberry early because you can literally just sit in your seat and just watch.
People watch.
And I happened to be sat, it was huge. So they also showed in the Tate Britain, but where Harris Reed had taken half of that kind of long entrance, Burberry took the whole thing. Obviously, got a lot of people to see. But I lucked out. I'm sat directly behind Orlando Bloom and Rosie Huntington-Whiteley and Lauryn Hill and Jodie Turner-Smith, all in a row.
She didn't realise she was sat behind Lauryn Hill.
No, it's because I couldn't see her face, but she was wearing one of these. I was like, who is this person with all these big
can she get out the way?
Yeah, she's
Who is this person?
Anyway, and yeah, Damien, I was going to say Damien Hirst, what's his name? Damien Lewis, thank you, was sat with Anna Wintour directly opposites. Anyway, it's a really good front row. But all those people looked incredible, didn't they?
Yeah, they did look incredible.
And I didn't see Kim Cattrall there. I saw the photos of her, but I didn't see her.
Yes.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Icon.
Totally.
If she's at a show, I'm going to say her. She's my favourite look, persona, like everything.
Legend.
I love Brooklyn.
Oh, I had no chat with them.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Oh my gosh, but
you posted it, right? That little video,
But that was so reminiscent of
Victoria and David.
Oh my goodness.
There was, when we posted it, there was quite a lot, so many of the comments were like, oh, it's giving Daniela Westbrook and Head to Toe Burberry. I'm like, no, you guys, they're like a 90s style icons. I love them.
Absolutely.
They're gorgeous.
No, the reference. Well, I love Lauren was with her daughter as well, who is honestly just like a mini me and like stunning. Like they're both so beautiful. So yeah, those two at Burberry for me, I was like obsessed with.
So cool. Yeah. Annie, you've also got Richard E. Grant walking.
Well, I loved who walked for Burberry.
Yes.
I mean, I love him so much.
Amazing.
He is so cool.
He
looked
essentially British.
Totally. Yeah.
He looked so fabulous, wearing a full length. Military olive green khaki coat and just absolutely owned the catwalk.
Yeah, you could tell that he was having the best. Like when you look at the photos, he's just like
and Leslie Manville as well.
Leslie Manville looked incredible. Yeah, and Jason Isaacs walked as well, who's kind of I was going to say, like, he's not an embarrassing crush, he's hot.
Oh,
yeah. He's an old crush, hot.
Yeah, it was the old...
sophisticated old man, I know, I like it. And also Naomi walked and, fabulous. It was amazing. Time for Milan. Come on, Fede, tell us about your home city. You've got a love-hate relationship with Milan Fashion Week.
Yeah, fashion, just fashion.
In
general. Just Fashion Week, in general.
Just Fashion Week.
Well, I left for a reason, right? It's just,
I still have never been to Milan.
No, I've not been to Milan.
Like, it's really, I need to go.
Next season.
Yeah, you should do.
They just make
She's like, don't go.
I'm not gonna.
She's like,
let's just. Anyway, I liked a lot of the shows this time. I loved Marnie.
Yes.
Because it was just...
It's nice to see Marnie back again.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so much fun and so...
That's the thing. The tables, and a lot of designers are actually doing tables now. I don't know if you noticed, but it was so good. It was just like colour, and it was fun. It was mostly unwearable, but again, the difference, it was just so fun.
It was quite vivid and beautiful.
Yeah, it was just very fun. And then Cavalli as well. I
haven't seen Cavalli, actually. Is it sort of predictably Cavalli? Or
no, it was just very strong. It was just very, very Cavalli, and I don't know, I just love that family, and I don't know.
It was just menswear.
Yeah, there's a lot to like in that.
Yeah, the strong menswear.
That
really
pink coat's
strong.
incredible. Yeah,
absolutely stunning.
It was just and it was really cool. The first time in years that it actually made a lot of noise in Milan. Because normally Cavalli is just Cavalli. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, same old.
This season, it's made a lot of noise, so I'm happy.
Well, it feels as if when I think of Cavalli, I just think of like a slashed leopard.
That's it.
That's still a dose of leopard print. You'll get your face.
Thank God for that. Still be there.
Anna, what was your standout show from Milan?
I had a couple. I mean, Gucci, that I'm sure we'll talk about later, that I really liked a lot. Surprisingly, because there's no one kind of running the show at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, that's very telling, by the way. That's something to talk about.
Yes, I thought it was good. Yeah. And I also liked Ferragamo, who's not often kind of on my radar, but I actually thought the show itself was really kind of
the show was
sexy and beautiful. Again, gorgeous dark luxe lighting, and the runway was covered in red rose petals, very reminiscent of American Beauty. And I thought it was just really, really well done, especially when the models had red shoes on, so their footwear blended into the catwalk. I just thought it was very different, almost kind of understated in a way, but beautiful.
I feel like Ferragamo, I mean, they've obviously got that bag that I can't remember, I'm so bad at like the names of products, but the bag that has kind of gone viral and it's really super popular. And I wonder if they're going to be a bit of a Loewe, a sort of, quiet, long-term luxury brand that actually is going to move into the
I think so. I thought it was a strong show for them.
And also, I was just going to say their price point in comparison to some of the super brands.
It's much better,
It's much better. So, interesting. What are you saying?
No, they've also got really strong footwear.
I'm
obsessed with their footwear.
It's really hard to find a brand where everything kind of is good.
It takes everything.
He did an amazing job with.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, I was going to look like the camera and say yes. No, put Ferragamo on your radar.
You are.
Hodge is just listening away. Nana, you had Gucci Armani on your list.
Yeah, Gucci. I mean, every season they can kind of do no wrong for me. I had so many people tag me in outfits from the show. There was this pink fluffy bag that everyone was like, this is very you. Yeah. And then obviously, you've got the purple coat there, the green bomber. Yeah. Absolutely love as well. And yeah, like you were saying, it was a great show considering that there was...
It was the design studio.
There was no one there.
Well, it was
2
very
weeks before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So I'm getting Sabato's... Yes. Thank you so much. Come on, give her out the Italian. Thank you. Step down. What? 2 weeks.
2 weeks before the show. Yeah.
Effective immediately. So that was all.
Yeah. That's quite a drama before.
Yeah. But as you say, incredible collection. Given that there's nobody. I mean, look, shows are not designed in 2 weeks, so presumably quite a lot of work has been done.
Before, but still amazing.
It just says a lot, I think, about the design shoot. As you know, I worked for Prada, and we obviously give a lot of credit to the creative director of a brand, but it's actually mainly the design studio that executes the collections. Yeah. So, I don't think we give enough credit to the design studios because with Prada, it was Gian Bernardi, for example, and it was always him, and to the point where Miuccia had him come out as well. So, I think this is a great example of the design studio is obviously really strong, and this is probably the best collection since Sabato. Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Sabato just because
Alessandro Michele was just
it
was big shoes to fill.
Yeah, that's a tough gig.
I was just thinking of when Pier Paolo walked with all of the couturiers down the Valentino runway, and it really means something. Because you're right, there should be more kind of credit given to them.
It is a total collaboration.
Totally. Yeah, you're so right. Okay, but Gucci on everyone's please.
Marni, I loved Tracy Ellis Ross walking for Marni.
Yes. Always
she
amazing.
Looked incredible. In the kind of yellow, bright yellow, kind of had lightning. Lightning stars or whatever it was, kind of on the side of it.
Amazing.
But I just love how much she represents, you're getting older, but you can still absolutely wear anything and have fun with fashion. And she nails it every single time. So kind of like Richard at Burberry, her for me, walking Marni was iconic.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lovely moment.
Yeah.
Fede, you've got Giorgio Armani here.
I have a strong passion for Giorgio in general, just because he's such an icon in Italy, but he's very underrated. Giorgio Armani as a brand used to be for the rich Milanese, Shure. You know that page, Shulagram? No. The chic, oh my God, you need to follow it. It's chic, rich, old people with fur. Exactly. Anyway.
She sounds fabulous.
I'll send it to you. But Giorgio Armani never, ever misses one show. Yeah. It's just everything is the detail. It just looks so expensive and so beautifully executed. So that's always going to be top 3.
Yeah. You're right. He never bows to trends or kind of commerciality. It is simply his look, his aesthetic.
His signature look, time and time again.
But also when you were talking before about the browns going, I mean, that is a case in point in this collection. We're back in navy and there's black and there's every other colour, but
it's about brown. I think we overdid it. I think we overdid it.
We overdid the chocolate, and it's
I read an article the other day where someone was saying, I can't remember who, but someone was saying, I think fashion needs to go back and slow down because it's just someone wears brown. Okay, everything is brown. Totally. Mango, Zara, all of it is brown. It's just we need to chill.
I know. It's just brown is so flattering. I feel like it took off because everyone looks good in chocolate brown, right? So that's
and just such a nice alternative to
black.
black.
You kind of put
we all get
it becomes a tone colour of the
exactly.
Mocha
mousse.
It was the same with burgundy, red, green. It was just so quick to anyway.
Let's talk about standout looks very quickly. I'm going to talk about Max Mara quickly because, again, another kind of, I hope you would agree, Fede, like an Italian kind of stalwart. Again, very much got its own look and feel, and I absolutely loved this collection. I'm not sure if we've got it there, but everything that you would expect from Max Mara. Incredible coats. Waists were the big thing. Lots of big waisted belts.
Beautiful.
Very cinch waist. That one in particular. Oh my God.
That was a beautiful look.
Stunning. The burgundy. There were a couple of burgundy looks that opened the show, and then of course a lot of camel and neutrals, and I just think it looks so expensive. And that's it. We're winging on Paris. I hope you remember Paris really well. But I just love them. I thought they were really beautiful.
But I think it was feminine as well.
Exactly.
It was more feminine than it normally is.
Yes, and just grown up. And I loved it. Can you guys remember what yours looked like?
But
Anna, you said Gucci. No, Anna said Gucci.
No,
and Anna, you said Ferragamo looked 40 and 60.
Oh, look, that's me. Yeah. Sorry.
Well,
where am I?
we're going to put our favourite looks on screen.
And
we'll move on. Actually, hang on. Can we just, before we move on from Milan, talk about D squared? Because I feel like if we're talking about Milan, that needs a moment.
That was my favourite celeb moment.
It was wild. So
with Doechii.
Doechii.
I mean, she will come up again also.
Absolutely obsessed.
So I gave about a 40-minute sort of lecture on Doechii during the podcast yesterday. So I'm sorry if it, because I'm obsessed. I'm like, you need to do a PR.
I put her on full blast in the car when the kids aren't there.
Don't do it with your kids there.
No, there's no clean version. She is off the charts. It's amazing.
I'm having the best. I saw someone tweet the other day saying, I want a 2025 like Doechii. Because what a great start to the year. And what a great example of someone that's hustled for so long.
Exactly.
Under the radar, and then everyone,
then
everyone has said because she's been doing it for so long, now she's actually just having her moment and she's ready for it. She's come in, and I mean, I'll talk about her when we get to Paris because that is a whole other thing.
But the D squared, D squared is not necessarily, and it looks still a collection, not for me, but it's a brand that has been kind of knocking about for a long time, and and it was their for 30 years actually. It was their 30th
it gives me
anniversary.
Diesel. I put Diesel and D square kind of in the same
sort of
ilk.
Denim 90s thing going on.
Yes.
But what an impact that show made.
What an impact. So did she arrive in an armoured vehicle? Or was it?
Yeah.
She kind of burst out of it. Threw some money on the floor.
Yeah.
Of course, why not?
But absolutely owned it. Unbelievable. And then performed at the end.
Yeah. And there were a whole load of other celebrities watching that show. It was incredible.
Was it Bridget Nielsen?
Yes, that was it. Walked them in like a policeman outfit.
I love it.
It's kind of a fever dream.
Yeah.
Really cool. Okay, let's talk
Paris. Favourite.
Easily favourite. But also inevitably favourite because 9 days and everybody shows in Paris and no one else really has much of a chance.
They win.
They win.
Yeah, you do feel sorry for the. I mean, also everyone remembers Paris. It's right at the end. As you say, all those shows and London seems such a long time ago, but it was a particularly strong.
It really was.
Season,
it was really good. It was really good. Tell me, favourite shows.
So I've said Givenchy. I want to give a shout out to my friend Amma who did the nails for Givenchy. But I have said that because I think for her first collection, it was like straight out of the gate. Again, pieces that I would 100% if I was a millionaire. Where there was this butter, kind of this colour, the coat. I think you put it on with the bow.
That was one of my key looks.
Yeah, at the side.
Yeah, this amazing scarf that kind of flew off in the wind. It was.
Oh my gosh.
This is Sarah Burton, we should say. Obviously, McQueen and has had a few seasons of sort of downtime and is now showing Givenchy.
And then just also really great tailoring pieces as well. Gorgeous. Like I love a good blazer, kind of same as you, and the silhouettes and the shapes of like nipping you in at the waist and then kind of like a balloon sleeve. All of it.
It was so good.
It was quite staggeringly beautiful, I think.
It's
such a difficult thing to do, to come into a couture house after this eminent stretch at McQueen with everyone's with bated breath wondering what you were going to come up with. And I think she was so clever coming in, stripping everything back, actually, because it was a relatively simple pared down
apart from the kind of fishnet one pieces.
Those actually weren't my favourite.
And
the logo.
The logo,
But I kind of thought the logo was quite. It was almost like stamping the very first look.
And it was cool to be like, I can do punk too. Do you know, it was a bit of a like, remember I can do the edge.
A bit of edge, but the tailoring, she's really playing with proportions. I mean, she is all about tailoring, but I think the detailing was just exquisite. And then there was a nod to the fact that it is a couture house. With those very, very feminine, Audrey Hepburn-inspired ladylike skirts and this beautiful black coat with embroidery. So it was really one of the standout shows.
Yeah,
I think,
it really was.
season.
There's, I guess you could argue between kind of what makes a better designer, someone who's like an auteur, like a Galliano, who kind of puts their stamp on, their own stamp on any house, or someone like Sarah Burton who has shown that she can be a chameleon and kind of, embody McQueen, embody Givenchy, and kind of what the brand represents. And I do too. I think it's important.
Special.
Fede, favourite, let's combine shows and collections. Favourite, what were your standouts from Paris?
Well, Tom Ford, obviously.
Yes.
Either Hackerman.
Yes.
Amazing. I know, you're looking to me like, I'm like, yes. I'm with you.
Can I say, Anna Wintour has only given a standing
ovation
5 times.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I saw the timeline.
Yeah, it's just...
I saw a meme,
I mean, it means something.
It means something.
Whenever that woman shows emotion, I'm so...
Can I tell you, she was smiling the whole way through Burberry.
Yes!
It's true. I was watching her smile the whole way through the Burberry show.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, but back to Tom Ford.
So that for sure is my moment.
Can I just tell you a really quick side note? I don't know if any of you have listened to Bella Freud's podcast, Fashion Neuroses, but it's so, you'd all love it. It's so good. And she has an episode with Hayla Ackerman, which was recorded the week before the show, so a couple of weeks ago. And it's like an hour deep dive into him. It's brilliant.
Oh,
I really recommend it.
Well,
Someone else
really
I listen to that. I've been listening to the podcast and I'm jet lagged at the moment.
Okay, well, that's one.
And then obviously Schiaparelli, just because and this season specifically, because normally it's a big show, this season was more salon vibes. And the collection wasn't, like, it was more toned down, I would say.
It's the first time I think I've, like, not heard a lot of noise.
Exactly. But the detail, but it was still highly executed, the detail and everything. It was just that, I loved it. It's always going to be up there for me.
For a really random behind-the-scenes look at Schiaparelli, Daniel Roseberry, who's the creative designer's sister, on TikTok she's a goldmine. She's amazing. She's got like 500,000 followers. She's just constantly like, oh, my brother sent me this. And look at, it's brilliant. It's so good. She shows all of these like fun little behind-the-scenes stories and everything. It's just, I think she's Emily, but we'll put her in. She's really giving us talk on TikTok.
I love that. I mean, talking of Schiaparelli, that is a very good look for Doechii. One of her very many looks.
Let's come back to Doechii.
Yeah, but that was one of the shows where I was like, she looked absolutely stunning. Again, love kind of another Jodie Turner-Smith with kind of like changing the hair up, the hair and makeup. She's got a really great glam squad. You don't know their names, but you're doing a great job. But loved the denim dress with the slit. Her legs looked amazing.
She's got a great set of pins.
Yes, she is the standout star of Paris. Actually. We talk about, because there was the Louvre benefit in which she was wearing the Valentino Couture, the yellow Valentino Couture, jewel encrusted high neck, bit. It was princess gown.
Everyone was like, that was her invite to. She just nailed her invite to the Met Gala.
Oh no question. Absolutely. And then she was at Chloe in this sort of ethereal, lacy barefoot.
Looked so. I did not recognise her in that at all.
I don't
know. But she's got. I want to say it's someone called Sam. I read the name very quickly.
Amazing.
But he's doing an amazing job.
But chameleon, like you said before.
Chameleon. And I also Chapel Roan.
Oh yes,
fabulous.
Yes.
Talking about kind of landing on the scene and theatrics. She looked incredible. I loved her at Rick Owens when she was in her kind of
incredible
alien makeup. And actually it was a silver floor-length gown, but it was relatively small compared to the face.
But I mean, she's, I guess, less of a chameleon and more of a sort of, she's kind of like a Lady Gaga, right? In that
she's
kind
a Lady Gaga,
Izzy Blow, kind of like that.
Both the ladies of the moment, for sure. Can we talk about, while we're talking about collections and shows, let's talk about Stella McCartney.
Yes, that was the collection,
which was,
show.
To me it won both because it was just
everything that came down, you were like...
Every single... I was sat there and I only take a photo of a piece when I love the item. And I was literally going, every single outfit. It's like, everything was amazing. The setting was cool. We've sort of seen that it was set in an office. It was in an actual office and we were all on swivel chairs and there were literal printers and computers and everything. And we've seen the sort of day to night office workwear thing done before, but it still felt really contemporary and felt really we keep
Wearable,
saying
yeah,
wearable.
it's true, it's true.
But it was such a
It doesn't
wearable
have much
fashion.
yeah.
The I can't remember what the was it. Who was the cream jumper dress that you showed before?
Burberry.
That was Burberry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and you've referenced that kind of statement knit. There was an amazing red knit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Stella,
gorgeous.
which was really similar in
Yeah.
style, but shorter, not a dress, and just amazing coats and suiting.
All these
God.
incredible shoulders and then
That's
cinched in the
it.
waist. And there was
That's
one
my
look
favourite.
that I absolutely adored. That was a grey hooded cardigan
Yeah, it was so cool.
with a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
absolutely,
it.
but just the proportion, these huge
Yeah.
shoulders.
It was so simple.
Stunning.
Well, obviously faux leather, like pencil skirts with
Yes.
sort of ribbed kind of polo
She
type
did have
things.
that one burgundy, which I know
Yes.
you haven't said, but the jacket, the high shine one,
Yes,
that
so
had
good.
massive shoulders
Yeah. So
and
good.
then a really great belt
Yeah.
as well
Yeah.
that came in.
Great painted leather
That was
boots.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faux leather. Yeah.
We're talking about every look.
We
here.
should have dedicated
this
the
one,
whole thing.
yeah.
to that.
And this one.
But when we were chatting about it on the podcast yesterday, which will go live on Friday, where we had Billy Battier here, and she was saying that it's a bit like we referenced with some of these other designers. It's not often that you walk away from a whole fashion week being like Stella McCartney was the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
So it's refreshing to see some. She's not a new name, but any
So
stretch of the
not
imagination,
new,
but
just people
unusual
that
names.
you don't normally talk about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's quickly. Well, I mean, that's kind of it. Is that kind of it? Anything else to sort of touch
Yeah,
on? We've sort of done the lot.
Yeah,
So I think-
my standout look was from Stella, which isn't on there, but I remember because, oh my gosh. Which
one was
it was towards the end. It was a black off-the-shoulder dress.
Like
that kind
structured.
of structured,
Yeah, incredible.
looked a bit like tassely, tinsely, but
Yeah.
tassely at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just stunning. And it was black, obviously, for me. I'm just like, if you can make
That
me
is
fall
something.
over a
Yeah.
black dress, then
You've done something special. Fede, you had put some Valentino. We haven't touched on Valentino. Do you want to talk about them quickly?
It was just the whole set was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very biased because I love the man.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know if you saw the show, but it was like in a bathroom.
Yeah.
Like,
So cool.
And he was opening, like, even when he came out, he opened the door and like all the models came out.
Yeah.
It was just incredible. And
Sorry, red. Very red.
very red. And the collection, it's obviously very
Does
out
love to pick
there.
a colour.
Yeah, and it's obviously very out there. And as you said, there's designers that are chameleons. He's definitely not. He's definitely one that wants to put his touch on every brand, which is a bit of a shame. But also, he's so like I love him. He should probably open his own line.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But there were some looks. These two in particular. One was the one I actually posted the other day with wool. Tweed trousers with like this jacket, very structured jacket with fur trims. It was
a cream jacket.
exactly
Yeah.
with just it was incredible and just I just love him.
We could do this all day.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we've just actually warmed up and there's so
Because I can't talk to my boyfriend about this. We should do this.
Shall we get
Girl
coffee next
chat.
We
time?
should get it out.
Exactly.
Girls chat.
I love it. There's so much more we could say. But thank you all so much for the debrief.
Thank
Let's do
you.
this next season.
Yes.
Really fun.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back, I don't know, soon?
Yeah, let's do this soon.
We'll be back. And if you don't subscribe, please do give us a subscribe. Do like and tell your friends as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.